Back so far?
Oh, it's been great. You know what I'm saying? The vibes are good. Obviously familiar with a bunch of guys. Just laughing and having fun and, getting ready for season.
2 preseason games in, obviously you spent time back up point guard role, been in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
So what has that adjustment been like playing with Kai and playing with Jay?
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously all of this stuff is good, being able to have different lineup combinations, get a feel for playing with different people. Obviously we know, like, once Luka comes back, that's a really drastic shift because he's going to dominate the offense for sure. So I think we got to learn how to play without him, and then obviously when he comes back, we got to learn how to play with him. Obviously, I've done it for a long time, but just saying in general as a team, like, we got to start to realize, like, all the different styles that we're going to kind of throw at teams.
What was it like having Clay out there? Obviously, you got an assist for that first play.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously an honor to be able to get him his first assist in Mavericks uniform. But yeah, other than that, I mean, we're going to try to feature him, try to feed him, especially in the preseason, get him going. I think you guys kind of saw that. And just playing around the main guys, trying to make sure they catch their rhythm, because that's what's going to carry us as the season progresses.
You talked about the guards and the wings. Last time you were here, you didn't have Lively and Gafford. So how is it having 2 lob threats and 2 big guys that can defend the rim here in Dallas?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, we had DP, and I think, underrated, DP just does the right things at all times, sets great screens, just kind of knows the right passes, the right back door, knows the right reads at all times. Obviously, from an athleticism standpoint and a length standpoint, Lively and Gafford kind of in 2 separate categories than DP. The way they block shots and play above the rim is, second to none. I think we have the best tandem lob threat rim protection center group in the league, and it's going to be great to, continue to watch Gaff enter his prime and to see Lively just continue to take strides. I mean, he's a baby.
What are your individual goals this year?
I mean, obviously, coming here with losing in the finals, you want to win a championship. I think, again, we understand it needs to be great fortune, good health, all that stuff. We got to have the right chemistry, cohesiveness, so it's not a surefire thing, but that is the overall goal. And, anytime you're a vet, merging into a group like that, understanding like how many gaps like I can kind of fill in, it's about the flexibility. So, like I said, Luke comes back and you need me to be a 55+% corner catching 3 guy, well, that's what I'm gonna, put a lot of focus into. If we're in a dry spell defensively and I need to, pick up full court, I did some of that too. If we're talking about attacking the basket or making reads and passing or whatever, like I think that's kind of why they brought me back. It's because it's a I don't want to say ace card, it's not an ace card, but like it's just a card that you can kind of, in any facet of the game, you kind of be like, here you go. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I'm looking forward to doing in the pursuit of winning a championship.
You've been on talented teams before, teams of all NBA players. Just I guess the thought of roster construction around like 2 or 3 main guys. I guess what are some of the pros and cons that come along with something like that?
I mean, it's just expectations. Like whenever you have talent, right? I mean, again, the 3 most talented teams I've ever been on. One I didn't really play on, which was the Harden, Kyrie, KD Nets. Obviously, I was hurt at the time, so I didn't really get to experience that. But the talent spoke for itself. Even guys like Blake Griffin, etc., coming off the bench. Then you go to last year's Lakers team, and I said, it's probably the most talented team I played on up to date. Which for me was true. I mean, I think what LeBron and AD can do are phenomenal, and 2 top probably 10 guys in the league or whatever you want to call it. But then you come to this team, and I think obviously you got the MVP, probably front runner, but then you look at the overall depth. You, again, like I said, probably the best clutch shot maker, a top 2 or 3 shooter of all time. And then just across the board, you can argue you're 2 or 3 deep at every position, some of it with youth, some of it with experience, championship experience at that. It's a very special group. I'd have to say probably the most talented. I mean, it's hard to continuously make that declaration year over year, so I don't want to, get ahead of myself. But, we have a chance to do something special, and again, it takes good health, good fortune, those things. But, it's right there for us to do if we all buy in.
A lot of people. Can you elaborate on the youth of the team?
Well, well, look at it. So you got right a couple guys over 30, and you got a lot under 30, right? Lively obviously is a baby. Jaden's not old. Q isn't. Najee isn't particularly. Gaff isn't even particularly old. Like none of those guys that are gonna, likely be in the rotation are particularly old. I mean, really the only older guys would be, Maxey, Kyrie, Clay, and myself, and obviously Luka. Although sometimes he plays like an old man. He's definitely not an old man. So I think sometimes there's a misnomer because of how long he's been doing this at a high level that he is of that type of age, but he's not. So if you really look at it, Mavericks team not only has a chance to be good now, but well into the future, considering just the lob threats and everything. And at some point in time, they probably have to 4 or 5 years down the line replace Kyrie. But other than that, you can kind of keep it rolling.
A lot of people are naturally focused on how Clay is adjusting to the system, but just as someone who's been on many teams, how much overlap is there? There's a lot of similar concepts and things.
Well, the NBA has a lot of different concepts. I would say Golden State is one of the more unique groups, so it probably will be a little bit of a learning curve for him. But one thing that you can't teach is that shooting, not at that type of level, right? So for him, I think we're gonna in a lot of ways play around him. We're going to look at him shots. I think you saw that in the game yesterday. We ran plays multiple times. We were looking to pin down and flare screen and back screen and all types of things so we can get him in his familiar spots. So some of this is going to be us, adjusting to him as well. Because like I said, he's top 2 or 3 shooter of all time.
All right. Thank you, Spencer.
Thank you, Spencer.